This is Silver Stag Pyro here with you for another video, and if you can't tell, we got some competition. Let me just tell you this, they win. It is July 5th and our town is doing their fireworks, so what a heck of a night to be launching some fireworks. I'm super stoked to show you these shells. Over here, we got 6 shells of Stinger. These are by, what is it? Fire Factory. They are, let's see, it just says Super Stinger 6-inch shells. So we got 6 of them over here. And I want to leave these boxes here so you remember. Over here by Megaton Fireworks, we have 5-inch willow shells. I hear these are really nice willows. I've never tried them. Last here in the middle, we have 12 shells of Fancy Tails by Dominator. 5-inch Fancy Tails to break. Now all these have specialty tails on them. Never tried them, but I've seen videos. We got Whirlwind Tail, Whistle, Crackling Tail, and a Tiger Tail. So we're gonna save these middle ones for last. I have these two covered in some aluminum foil, so hopefully we won't have too much fuse jumping. But if we do, I'll just keep recording. Let's check out Stinger shells first. Let's get it started with Stinger shell number 1. Right here. Wow. I didn't know these had a mine. That was great. I'm gonna do one more. Here, you can see the fireworks over there. I'm gonna do one more in wide angle and then, or regular zoom, and then I'll do some in wide angle to make sure we get the effects. Regular zoom. Nice. All right, we will switch to wide angle for a couple, then I'll go back to regular. I like the effect to fill up the screen. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Still wide angle and it filled it up. All right, what are we on? Number 4? 4, 5, yeah, number 4. I'm surprised that aluminum foil is staying on there. These are really nice shells. For me to be zoomed out and they still fill up the frame, that says a lot. And they come with really nice mines. Number 5. I'm yelling to make sure you can hear me over those giant booms in the background. Woo! Wow, that still, I'm still zoomed out and I barely was able to get that whole thing. The shell in the background startled me and I started to like think it was my shell going off. Last Stinger shell by Fire Factory. Whoa, dude. There were stars going way out the frame. That was amazing. Awesome. Not a question. I would get those any day. Let's move on to the 5-inch willow cans. They have some going way above the trees. All right, 5-inch willow by Megaton, shell number 1 in regular zoom. Whoa. All the way to the ground. Check that out. Still raining down around me. Look at that. That was amazing. Wow. All right, I'm gonna go to wide angle for a couple. Number 2. Whoa. Guys, look at all the way around me. It is still falling. That is so wild. All right, I'm gonna do one more in wide angle, but I really want you to see just how big these are. So I'll go back to regular zoom for the last 2 shells. But we got 4 left. I have never had willows hang this long. I'm impressed by every one of them. Last one in wide angle. Too cool. I'm actually kind of glad for tonight. It is really damp out here. My feet are soaked. All right, for the last 2 shells, we're going to be in regular zoom. Let me fix this so we don't hit any of those fancy tails. All right, let me get this. All right, next to the last shell, number 5. Man, alive. Oh, get in focus. Too dang cool. All right, guys, last 5-inch willow canister shell by Megaton. Amazing willows. Highly recommend if you can't tell. Look, I'm going in a circle. Still falling. So cool. All right, guys, we have one last kit of shells to do. Fancy tails. All right, my first try of fancy tails. If we get fuse jumping, I'll just keep recording. Oh, nice comet tail. There's no order that these are in. These are fun. I love tails like this. Let me get you in wide angle so I can get some the tails a little bit better. Beautiful effects. Still in wide. I'm gonna stay in wide for a few more. What are we on? 4? I don't know. They're going really nice and high too. I'm gonna spread these out a little bit. just to make sure we're not getting fuse jumping. Or less likely to, I guess. Next shell going up. That crackling tail is too cool. Really pretty, really nice strobe on that. All right, I moved one over here, so let's hit this one. Yeah, those are nicely timed. They really get up there. Got this one over here. Cool. I forgot about the whistle tails. All right, we are going to do regular zoom for the last 3 shells, which 2 of them I think at least have to be whistle shells. All right, here we go. Yeah, they look real nice in person. Next to the last shell, I'm pretty sure. Beautiful. There we go. For a small town of 3,000 people in 1985 and 3,000 people today, they do pretty good for fireworks. Oh. Beautiful. Nice. Back to my shells. All right, guys, like I said, I think we only have one left. I'll take a double look after this one, but this should be the last fancy tail. Very nice. Nice shell kit. Surprise, guys. Just for the heck of it, I got 5 more shells just because. We're going to do 1, then 1, then 3. Another single. Woo! Man alive. And 3 to finish out the night. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of 5-inch willows by Megaton, 5-inch fancy tails, and super stingers 6-inch, and a little bit of my town growing up's fireworks show. I appreciate you watching as always. See you on the next one. Later.